Greg Parsley, the VCSC superintendent. We are, quite frankly, overwhelmed with the number of folks that are out here already this evening trying to get started. There's a few things that we certainly want to take care of and some thank yous when it comes to this project. I want to thank our Board of Education. Aaron Bauer is our board president. Pat Hutchison is our board vice president. Carla Smith is our board secretary. Barb Toole is the board treasurer, and Lynn Vogue is the board member but was the board president when we started this project. I thank them for the vision and the mission that they have and having the opportunity. I serve at their pleasure, and they are an awesome group of people to work with and let me do my job, which I very much appreciate. And I also appreciate that they have a interest and a vested interest in the community when it comes to Vincennes and the neighborhood schools. And this is an endeavor that started several years ago. I want to also thank the Building Corporation. Dave Skinner is our Building Corporation president. Chris Sievers is the Building Corporation vice president. Greg Cardinal is the secretary treasurer. Tim Smith is one of the corporation board members, and Wally Nowakowski. 4 of those 5 actually go back to Clark Middle School, and actually Barb Toole was a Building Corporation member on that and then came over to the Board of Trustees. So I thank those folks, Wally being the newest of the Building Corporation. The Building Corporation is actually the holding group to the buildings when we bonded money. So I appreciate the work, and they too believing in the mission and the vision. Garmon Construction, and Rochelle Gardner is here with actually holding the ribbon. Lance Gassert is over there. I don't see Scott and Brian Woods. Scott Woods was actually the on-the-job superintendent. He had transitioned in the last couple of weeks over to Franklin, or actually the last couple of months, and then his brother came in to finish this project up. But we very much appreciate our partnership with Garmong as the construction manager. Our architect was Mizak and Palmer here in Vincennes. We certainly thank them. Alan Knepp, kind of in the black shirt right there on the railing, was really our primary point person when it comes to being the architect on this building, but Nick Monte as well, and the others from Isaac and Palmer. We very much appreciate them. And I think there's 3 things when it comes to the construction manager and the architect: being sure that we're on time, which we've certainly met that goal, that we're on budget, which we've met that goal, in addition to that it's a quality product. And I think as you guys get to see the building here in a few minutes, you'll agree that it's very much a quality product. I want to thank my team that was at the table each and every construction meeting. That includes Mrs. Kelly McCarty, and she had a team kind of behind the scenes that worked on, when you see the colors inside and floor, some of those preferences and the furniture, that goes back to Mrs. McCarty and her team. That was not my job or the board's job to micromanage any part of that. They're the ones that live inside this building, and we needed to be sure that they were very happy. Rudy Lowen, I know Rudy's son, I see Rudy's there behind Alan. Rudy's our facilities director for the VCSC. Rudy spends countless hours trying to be sure that everything goes exactly the way it's supposed to. He takes a lot of pride, has a lot of dedication, and I certainly appreciate the work that he does. Dustin Jones, our Corporation Technology Director. Some folks wouldn't think of the Corporation Technology Director sitting at the table for each and every construction meeting. But as you're going to find, this is a very high-tech building, and you want that person sitting at the table to be sure that we're completely comfortable with things. So I thank Dustin. There's a person that we're missing today, Jerry Boo, a longtime maintenance director for the VCSC. Jerry had made a promise to me that he was going to see our remodeling through and then he might retire. Unfortunately, Jerry passed this past winter due to a heart attack. Jerry knew our buildings better than anyone, and he cared about our buildings, and I know that he's up above smiling down and very, very happy with the product that's here. I want to thank Tim Salters. Tim certainly does all of our external work, getting the word out, showcasing things so the parents and other community members are aware, and I very much appreciate the work that Tim does. We had a lot of local contractors, and I'll be very candid. Of the 3 projects that we've done to date, this has been my favorite, and I think it's been my favorite because we've had so many local contractors. Steve Wolf was the general contractor on this building. We also had Hines. Steve had several subcontractors, and I think it's neat when you walk through when you're here for construction meetings or you're just walking and you see that former students that I had when I was principal at Lincoln High School, or the spouse of a secretary, or whoever it may be. These are folks who live in this community. They pay taxes in this community. They worship in this community. They shop. We very much appreciate, and I know that they take an added amount of interest, and they are vested and invested in the project when they live right here. These buildings have been here for 100 years, or at least the original building, and there's no doubt we're going to be here another 100 years. So with that, I thank you for coming out tonight. We've got some others that are going to speak, and then we'll get you in, or the students are going to get you in here in just a second. I'll introduce our board president, Aaron Bauer. Thank you.
I know you all love the heat, so I'll keep this to 30 minutes if that's okay. Actually, about 4 minutes. Comments will be brief, but a few words must be spoken. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we welcome you to Vigo. The facility you're about to see will truly make you smile. Smiles of amazing transformation, newness, technology, and the smile of Bulldog pride and Alice pride. We thank Garmong Construction, the Vincent's general contractors that Mr. Parsley mentioned, Wolf, Early Flooring, Lane Painting. We thank the many masons, laborers that work so hard to give us this technology and this marvelous learning environment. We take pride in your craftsmanship that you're all about to see and their ownership on this project. We as a board, we're eager to transform all of our buildings, our 100-year-old buildings, into top-notch Indiana elementary schools. This $10 million investment has done that at Vigo, and it will serve Vincent's children for decades to come. The thing I'm most proud of, beyond the building, the Vincent's Community Schools are riding high as a result of our dedicated staff and leadership. We are a place that people want to work at, that want to send their children to, and be a part of. We offer programming and services for students of all walks of life, and more learning opportunities than most schools in our area. So support Vigo and all 6 of our schools with your volunteerism. Thank you for coming. And as I say, what you're about to see will truly make you smile. And I will introduce Rochelle Gardner from Garmong Construction.
Thank you. I would just like to say, on behalf of Garmong Construction, we take great pride and pleasure in bringing these projects to life, and this is the 3rd of 4. It continues to be fulfilling for us, and we just look forward to a great working relationship on future projects. And I am going to introduce Alan with Mizak and Palmer.
Thank you everyone for coming. First of all, Andy couldn't make it because of a procedure he had this week, so I'm stepping in for him. But first off, we want to just thank Greg and the school board. They've been great to work with. Mrs. McCarty has been great. Rudy, working great with him. And then also, it's already been mentioned, but Jerry Boo was very, very important to this project as well. Doug Springfield, he kind of stepped into Jerry's shoes. Dustin has already been brought up, but Dustin's been a big part of this, and Mike Zadie as well. And then I'm going to start listing the contractors as well. Garmong has been tremendous to work with, keeping everything in line. Rochelle, Lance, Brian, and Scott. Wolf Construction, Steve Wolf, Kevin Cornelison, and Mike Leach. Then we had Wabash Utilities, Mark Hines, Wire Electric, Neil Wire, and Keith. And also H.G. Hines, Tony, and Derek Hines. And then our consultants that helped us out on this project, Hines Associates out of Jasper, Mike and Kristen, Jim Farney with Lockmuller Group out of Evansville with the site. Then we had structural engineers Joe and Gray Hodge. And then Susan Schutz with Design Nook was actually our interior designer on this. So, and then lastly, I want to thank our team, Andy and Nick and Cal. And I'm going to turn my time over to Ms. McCarty. Thank you.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out today. It is a special day. I do want to repeat a couple of thank yous, especially to Mr. Parsley and our school board for having the vision to revitalize our neighborhood schools. I think what you are going to see here shortly will amaze you. I do also want to especially thank the Vigo staff, the parents, and the students who persevered last year through a rather different school year, who have packed and unpacked and repacked to make this all happen for us. And they were truly, it just couldn't have gone better last year. And I so appreciate all their effort. I also want to thank the churches too, who housed our classes last year. Again, without their support and cooperation in our community, again, we could not have made this happen. So, without further delay, I'm going to introduce some former 5th grade students who will be moving on to a beautiful middle school next year. But they are going to cut our ribbon for us today, representing the 5th grade class from the previous school year, and then open the doors and let all of our current and future Bulldogs inside. Are you ready? I have Daniel Henderson, Brady Anderson, Maverick Betch, and Adria Looking with us today, again representing the 5th grade class from last year. And I think we're going to give someone scissors.
Martin, Brady, hold that.